Hello. There were many leaders back when, great leaders, men and women who set the stage for us to be great. Men and women who sacrificed their time, themselves, and some their lives so that we as people can live better. Many leaders that stood in a great cause, that believed in us as a people. Many leaders. Today, I look around and there's a shortage of leaders. That old saying, be a leader, not a follower, I guess most of us did not hear. Because in fact, there are millions and millions upon millions of followers and only hundreds of leaders. It's okay to follow when it's on the right path, when it's moving you towards something better, when it's guiding you, molding and shaping your life to be great. It's okay to be a follower. But the followers that I speak of, they are not following the leaders of greatness. They are not following the leaders on the path of righteousness. They're not following the leaders to a better future. They're not following those paths. They're not following those rules and those guidelines. They're not following that. What in fact they are following are those other people who are followers just as they are, who claim to be leaders. You know that saying, wolf in sheep's clothing. It appears to be one thing, but it's really something else. We have many, many people that appear to be one thing, but they're really something else. And they have many, many followers, following them to the path of destruction, following them to doom. And most of these followers that they have trailing behind them, they are aware that they are being led to nowhere. And yet and still, they follow. They follow. There is a certain amount of ignorance that comes with that. To know that what I'm doing is not benefiting me, to know that what I'm doing is hurting others, and yet and still you choose that path. We have to come out of that. We have to come out of that whenever we see ourselves falling into that state of ignorance, of knowing, and yet still doing things that are against ourselves and others. We have to come out of that. There are millions of Nicki Minaj's out here. Millions of wannabes. They are, in fact, followers. She, in fact, is a follower. Leaders lead you to something great. Leaders lead you away from that which will destroy you. Leaders speak strength into you. That's what leaders do. Leaders help you to understand the roads of life, which roads should be traveled, which roads that shouldn't. There are hundreds of thousands of Little Waynes out here following. He, in fact, follows. Leaders show you how to live your life. Leaders are an example of greatness. It is not my wish, nor is it in my intention to belittle or put anyone down. What my intention is to bring to the light the reality of our situation. We are, in fact, following the wrong people. We mold and shape our lives around these individuals who bring us no good, who don't add to us one thing. There's a problem with that. There's a great problem with that. Wonderful artists there are in this world who promote positive messages, positive behaviors, positive reinforcements, positive living. Yet we never hear about them. Why is that? Why is that? They don't want the positive messages to get too far. They don't want the positive messages to be heard by too many. They don't want the positive messages to seep down into you and to become your way of life. So, they choose. They carefully pick and choose the fruit that they put in front of you, that they promote, that they allow you to see. They carefully pick and choose how and what they allow you to see. All for influence. To influence your mind, to influence your actions, and to ultimately influence your way of living. we are taking hold and storing and implementing the wrong things in our lives. We are glorifying gang banging, drug dealing, drug usage, alcoholism, sex, robbery, theft, killing, the malice tongue. All these things which are the way of the devil. We are glorifying these things. And the reason we are glorifying these things is because our so-called leaders are painting a picture for us that this is the life to live. It is such a shame. It is such a shame because we as individuals don't have the mental capacity to think for ourselves sometimes. We allow others to think for us, and like robots, we move, we react, we speak, we sit, we stand. We are controlled. It is such a shame. We take on these things as our way of living, our way of life. We instill these things in our children and the youngins around us. We in turn teach them what we have been taught in ignorance. It is okay to not know. It is not okay to know and continue on a path that you know is not right. It is not okay to take ill will, ill intentions, and teach this to our children. It is not okay. It is not okay to sit, stand, live, and die in a state of ignorance when you have so many people around you that's breathing life into you and giving you the right information. It is not okay to discount, overlook, and reject what is good. It is not okay. It is sad to see the state of most of our youth. It is sad to see people who have lived life, gained age, but have not matured in their mental, only in the years. You only gain years. You have not gained knowledge. You have not gained wisdom. It is sad. It is sad to see grown people behaving like children, acting like children, dressing like children. It is sad to see the children dressing like what they think children should dress like. It is said that we have lost all sense of morality. It is said that we have lost ourselves in a world that we know, see, and should by now understand has been designed for our failure. It is sad. It is sad that we take the worst of the crop, bring it into our households, place it on our table for our families to eat and feast upon. It is sad that we put our rotten apples before those which are good. It is sad that we do not take the time to nurture, to develop, to help grow the beautiful things in life, the things that are worth more than gold. It is sad that we have put our attention, our focus, and all of our effort and energy into materialistic things, into people who do not hold our interests at all. It is sad that we sell ourselves. It is sad that we sell our souls. It is sad that we are living in this state of sadness. It is sad that we don't take the time to recognize that even through it all, there is an out. It is sad that we don't have the strength and the courage to do things for ourselves and on our own. We allow others to dictate for us. It is sad. We have to come up out of this. As much as I want to encourage and strengthen each and every individual that I come into contact with, I understand that some of us are happy and content in our state. I have to understand that some of us take this way of life and safeguard it as our deepest, most valuable treasure. I have to understand that all souls cannot be saved. Am I in acceptance of this? Not really. It's a choice that I've made and I really don't want to accept it. But I must. I must. I just want to see us move forward. And I know that we all can. I just want to see us doing great things. And I know that we all can. I just want to see us step out of that cell, take off those chains, and move far away from those things, people, environments, elements, substances, so on and so forth, that keep us enslaved, not only physically, but mentally as well. I would like to see us grow. I would like to see us move past where we are today into our great tomorrow. We cannot do that if we continue to be deaf. We cannot do that if we continue to be blind. We cannot do that if we shut off all that is good and keep allowing evil to penetrate our hearts and our souls. We cannot do that. My love runs deep for each and every individual, each and every living thing on this earth. My love runs deep. Therefore, my disappointment runs deep. I make a plea to you. I am begging for you, each and every one of us, to start making conscious decisions to move through, past, and beyond this way of reckless living. It may not be easy for some of us, but it is well worth it. And it most certainly can be done. Where are the leaders, the great leaders, the leaders who stand in what's right, the leaders that support righteousness and all the beautiful things of this life? Where are the leaders? Why don't you feel that you can be a leader too? Why do we continuously fall into the pattern of being a follower? I remember as a child, my mother once saying, if he or she jumped off a bridge, would you jump too? Ask yourself. Those individuals that you find so easy to allow into your everyday living, your everyday space, to dictate how you come and how you go, that shape and mold who you are inside and out. If they jumped off of a bridge, would you jump too? Or would you be smart enough to know that's not the right thing to do? It is a question that we must ask ourselves. Are we so dependent on others that we can't find any sense of independence within ourselves? Because when we, in fact, take on the identity of other individuals, that speaks to dependence. I'm not happy with me, so I take on who you are to find some sense of happiness, whether it be good or bad. As long as we have breath in our body, as long as we have the daylight, as long as we have the moon to shine upon us, we have time. We have time. And we have to use this time wisely. We have to reverse the cycle of mental slavery, understanding that each and every one of us, in some ways, have allowed ourselves to be controlled. And we have power to take back our control. We have power. These things and these people that you see on TV, they are an investment that has been used to keep us mentally enslaved. People have invested great money in them in hopes that they will continuously corrupt and defile how we see life, how we interact in life, and how we live our life. They are an investment. And people pay good money for them to continuously, whether they know it or not, add to our enslavement. If you don't know, you don't know. You can't be held accountable for that which you don't know. But now you do. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to be a follower? Or are you going to break the chains? Build yourself and become the greatest leader that you've ever known. Everything begins and ends with you. Are you a leader or a follower? You decide. MJK.